Up next, our final reader is Henry Goldkamp. Henry performs his life in New Orleans. He may or may not be a clown. His work has been published widely, including in Best New Poets 2021, so congrats for that. He is an MFA candidate at the University of New Orleans and the only person I know capable of successfully gathering a group of 10 or more poets on a random Friday night. It's impossible to ever know what to expect when Henry takes the stage, and I am very excited to welcome him right now. Welcome, Henry Goldkamp.
Thanks, Stacey. Thanks, everybody, for having me, and thanks to my fellow readers. This has been really wonderful. It's worth noting that Karisma was also in the Best New Poets anthology this year. Yeah, so it was really cool to share some space with a fellow New Orleans poet. I'm going to be reading from a full-length manuscript that I just completed called Joy Buzzer. Joy Buzzer is the gag gift of, most people don't know the name, but what a poetic name it is, Joy Buzzer. And so I thought this would be good to perform for Artifacts because it's a modular poetic performance piece. And ideally, we'd all be in the same room together, of course. So hopefully next year, something like that. And there'd be a basket with these filled out, sort of prompts. And basically, I'd be working the room and sort of immersive theater, immersive poetics. But since we can't do that today, I'll just go ahead and to keep it modular, we'll just sort of, go at random because that's how the piece works anyway. And so we'll begin. And so thanks again for everything. And so here we go. Hi, I'm Henry. To the alarm clock. Some days I wake up and truly can't figure out the difference between poetry and pathologically lying. To religion. God is a grower and a shower and a spring shower. To the ultimate grump. When I'm really stressed, I drive around until I found someone covertly jamming to a song at a stoplight. I motion them to roll down their window. I look them in the eyes and as sincerely as I can muster, tell them, "You look so pathetic." To poetry's it kids. What you know about building a boat with a haircut like that? To all Ars Poeticus. Toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy boat. To poetry, fine. The lack of control I have over you excites me. There, I said it. Uncle. Hi, I'm Henry. To Ashley Madison. I don't remember you being this cute in grade school. To the clown's eye. There are no mountains. To expansion teams. There will always be more dead people than real people. To my Jesus year. Wow, it's going to be a long year, huh? To the sonneteer. I suffer vertigo, so, I'm pretty good myself. Hi, I'm Henry. To the tenure track, I'll never get. Soon as I don't, I'm getting the face tattoo of my dreams. Hi, I'm Henry. To gaslighting. Sometimes I'll crab walk into the kitchen like an alien spider to freak out my wife, demanding Himalayan pink salt be thrown into my mouth, smashing eggs with the backside of my radioactive thorax. Hi, I'm Henry. To yoga in New York. Yeah, there's a hole in my chakra like there's a hole in Manny Ramirez's bat, okay? To gags. People say to me, the people have said, my poetry is not poetry. He's not a poet. Those aren't poems. Those are gags. And, I give everybody a chance. Interloper though I might be. I find out who they are and I go look them up on the best directory there is for poetry, no less, Amazon. And I buy their second, maybe third-hand book. I don't mind. It's $1. Okay. Plus shipping, which is $3.99. So, when shipping is 4 times the amount of your book, well, an indicator maybe of something. And it comes in the mail and I open it up and I read it. First few pages. But I have to admit, by then, I'm already. To irony. At a friend's wedding, her third, I overheard a Buddhist go, YOLO. To the moral of the story, I should start thinking about morals more. To truth tables. Okay, so if hell is the earth and heaven is the sky, then wait, hang on. Why can't I have both again? Hi, I'm Henry. To censorship. I burned a book once. It was a biography of Woody Allen, and I was a little chilly. Actually, now that I think about it, I've definitely burned more than one book for various reasons. Everybody here has burned a book, right? That's not weird, is it? At the very least, we've all stolen our favorites from a library now. To my estranged mother's text, unsubscribe. Hi, I'm Henry. To the oligarchy, a meat alternative chicken in every microwave and an all-new Cadillac Lyric in every person's $300 a month parking spot. Hi, I'm Henry. To substantial feedback, bitch, you don't know me. To the MoMA goer, you do know everything in there is a scratch and sniff, right? Did you scratch and sniff it? Well, then you are not getting the full MoMA experience. To the new parents, disposing of dirty diapers will come quite natural because you felt that warm, sagging weight in your hand before many, many times. It's a bag of Taco Bell. Same exact feeling. Pascal's Law, baby. To boomer poetics. When do I get to the point that poetry starts helping my credit score? Hi, I'm Henry. To the poets of liberal proclivity, lest we forget the hollow point embedded in the heart of all metaphor, conceal and carry. Hi, I'm Henry. To the moon. First time I ever saw you, I thought, I heard this one before. Hi, I'm Henry. To nationalist policy. Why the fuck would I ever submit to the Cincinnati Review the Reds are scumbags? Hi, I'm Henry. Nothing against the Cincinnati Review, of course. To my crack dealer on Wyoming. Shop small, buy local. To rock bottom. Wow, what's your vertical? To circle jerk writing prompts. You want to come over to my apartment? I got the Hurt Locker on DVD. It's got special bonus features. We can open up the windows, air it out, put on the Hurt Locker, air it out. What do you say? Hi, I'm Henry. To DARE programs. Didn't work. Everyone's hooked on phonics. To alcoholism. I don't drink like a fish. I drink like a sweaty guy in a hot tub. To the 1990s. Utabomb.gov. To a single of American cheese. They say you can't go bad, but you can go bad. Is that the American part? To the marine biologist. My Hair Bear roommate was hungover. Me too. I made a grilled cheese sandwich. Barely. First bite. All the cheese spilled onto my barefoot, scalding hot. I shook him out of hibernation. He scolded me. I explained to him he needed to pee on my foot. He was tired and obliged me. Wikipedia. It's not grilled cheese burns, but jellyfish stings. My bad, man. Hi, I'm Henry. To pescatarianism, I mean, who doesn't want to feel just a little bit better than other people? To logic, so what? To the consolation prize, congrats! As a human, you win most famous animal. To poetry readings, it's true what they say. You get addicted to the sympathy murmurs. Oh, hi, I'm Henry. To Lush, I got a pitch for you. A bath bomb. A bath bomb made with nothing but local ingredients, just how you like it. A clump of baking soda from Walgreens, embedded with June bugs and mosquito larvae. A little bit of motor oil. a razor-sharp chicken splinter, a silver shred of a blunt wrapper, a dusting of red algae guaranteed to bloom overnight with zero maintenance. Hey, if you don't pick this up, I'll sell it to 7-Eleven as an extra sour big gulp Coast Slurpee, so act now. Hi, I'm Henry. To sheer luck. The job of a parent is to teach the child about humanity. No matter what you do, you're guaranteed to succeed. To Zillow.com. My kid's third birthday party in the park. Cop rolls up, bums a piece of sidewalk chalk, traces a body, tosses it back, but my kid can't catch for shit. Hi, I'm Henry. To seasickness. Microplastic is the scientific term for glitter. The ocean is absolutely fabulous. To only a child's honesty, you're ugly, you're dumb, you're godless and without hope. Hi, I'm Henry. To the movie of your life in which you play an absolute superstar. Fact or creative nonfiction? Oh, to the simple life, fucking dying over here. To Spring Break Destiny 2022, woohoo! You're supposed to throw your trash in the ocean to raise awareness. To widespread misinformation. The most important thing to ask yourself when revising a poem is this line precious enough? To God's away message. You just jealous because we are young and in love. To community. Let's all get matching submittable tattoos. To progressive theologians of the Academy who posit Jesus was homosexual. Well, why didn't he turn water into dicks then? As any believer knows, he was bi. He turned the water into a white burgundy, for God's sake. Hi, I'm Henry. To higher ed. Carefully remove all the used stickers from your textbooks on display. Bingo! Now it's like you chose it for yourself. To my greatest disappointment. I've never witnessed a miracle. I've never witnessed a miracle. I've never witnessed a miracle. Oh, wait, yes, I have. To breath. They say poetry is rooted in you. Well, shoot fire and save the matches. I think they just mean you're invisible till winter, though. Then, boom, poetry every 3 seconds, everywhere, assuming you're in the elements, and assuming you're not tropically inclined. And if you're not in the elements, you must be out of them. What are you doing way over there? To the scene. God, after binge watching us, passed out drunk after umpteenth Cosmos. To burnout in the middle class workforce. When I see SUVs in the grocery parking lot with those 26.2 bumper stickers on them, I'm like, you drove here? Hi, I'm Henry. To small slant-rhymed truths. Poetry poverty. Carnival arrival. Feature fear. Poem come. To the Asian Mexican fusion restaurant. A Texas breakup haiku. I scoured the hall wall to find your name. I juiced over it. I juiced over my own in blue Sharpie. I ate the 72-ounce sirloin too, Dave. To governmental sweat. Public servant sounds kinky as shit. To my primary care physician. As a horse, you say? Hi, I'm Henry. To anyone who's ever left a review of a company product, aren't you kind of embarrassed? Okay. To Shark Tank, okay, a company that turns your dead dog into sweatpants. To your mid-30s, anytime I tell my friend shit, it's always got a lot of product placement in it. Hi, I'm Henry. To my Messiah complex, open the tomb, shove over, make room. to modern medicine. When I watch TV, I have this problem where I think every commercial is for hot dogs. To God, who finally now decided to show up and get really mean to me, I'm giving up Bruce Springsteen for Lent. What more do you want? To God. Look. To Netflix and chill. I'm partial to Amazon and panic personally. My wife needs to shave her entire body. I need erectile dysfunction medication. We need to go on a camping trip with our non-existent 5 and 10-year-olds. I need some me time. She has terrible credit and needs to lighten up on the homophobia. Everyone in my family needs a new look this summer, including the 4-month-old who exists. We are thinking of growing him up in a Jeep. Oh, never mind. We are going to nurse him inside an affordable Dell laptop. So of course we need fresh, healthy meals delivered directly to our doorstep. What bell pepper doesn't look like a total freak? I need to go soon. I need to organize a team I don't have, as well as remember to streamline the work I don't do. It's good to get all the people I've never met in my life in one place together. I smell bad, but there's hope. Polo hope. I would love Rupi Kaur if I just clicked through the chance. Was I injured in a semi-truck auto accident? Glad to see Prime respects the tradition. I think I was. I was injured in a semi-truck auto accident. I want that freshly sued feeling, and I'm going to get it in 1 to 2 business days. Well, now that that's taken care of, I know what I'm doing the rest of my life. Getting tested for colon cancer, going to the Olive Garden, hydrocodone and Rupi Kaur to counteract the ED meds. And baby, don't mind me, but I just got you this brand new diamond ring for absolutely no reason, except for the fact that I love you and your amazing looking ass, flouncing in those old Navy sweatpants that come in a variety of fun colors for kids of all ages. Together, you and me, we can make average all the rage. I think that's time, so thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Henry. I feel like it always comes down to Rupi Kaur when we're in a room together. Wow. So this is our 4 poets. We got a chance to hear from them all. We still have a few minutes. I'd like to bring everyone together for a discussion. If you have any questions for any of our performers, now's the time to go ahead and type them in the chats and we'll get to there. I had some questions prepared, and one thing I noticed hearing everyone's work today is there seems to be this thread about giving something inanimate a voice or speaking to something inanimate as if it could speak back. I'd like to hear a little bit about how these writers make that decision when you sit down and say, like, okay, a blood orange, the towel hanging in the motel. What goes into that choice to say I'm going to write to it like an ode, or put it a self-portrait poem of it, or give that object a voice itself? Maybe Joshua, we could start with you and go from there if that's cool.
Yeah, it's a great question. I think in terms of my book, like the hand towel, it was like, it starts with, I guess that one's kind of started with an obsession. And I realized when I teach like younger students like career writing, I do like an object exercise where like they take an object in the room and they like look at it closely or far away and like do all the angles. And when you do that, it's cool to see like the perspectives you never seen of an object, even though you might pass it every day. So I like putting it into focus. And then also you see the absurdity of it, which is kind of cool. Like the hand towel thing, I just got more and more absurd the more I thought about it. I don't know. I think in relation to my book, there are a lot of heavy things that I wanted to write about. And then the through way in was through an object, because since it felt so cold and distant from my actual experience, I can kind of channel the emotion into that. So almost like a defense mechanism for the speaker.
I love that idea of a defense mechanism. I feel like also there just sometimes just some object could be the way into something that you don't know how to phrase otherwise. And I kind of get the sense of that from your poems, Gina, the still lives and the fruit poems. Do you have any thoughts you want to add to this?
Yeah, I am just, I love still life paintings. Like if you look at a Dutch still life painting, there's always just often this bizarre narrative that's in a Dutch still life painting, like the family's having a picnic and there's the gory dead bird, and something that Joshua was saying was that, kind of if you can give a narrative to an object, it's kind of a safe thing to do, I don't know, it just sort of, it's kind of a screen for yourself, for me, I think. And so I definitely see that. But for me, like I think I have kind of like a photographic eye when it comes to an object, and I like to present objects. And I think there's always kind of a good story that's lurking behind an object.
Yeah, and Henry, it seems like there's a really interesting relationship between objects and poetry for you, because in this performance, like we are looking at objects, you're pulling objects and reading them, but that is your poem. So like, do you want to add something
Yeah.
to this as well?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think the approach is sort of yeah. It just as soon as you said that, I was thinking like, yeah, it's just like nice to hold things. It's like I think most of us. I mean, most of the poetry world, it's like we all have held a million jobs and have worked with our hands, and so I feel a lot of times that I don't really feel like a poem's done unless I've kind of like actually touched it somehow. And so incoming, theatrical property, and so I use a lot of props in my work, like in live performance. And so for me, it's often sort of starts, at least like the past year and a half, how I've been, rather than coming from like a language spot, which I've been doing up to that point, it's sort of like, what could I do with this? You know what I mean? And so then it starts with the object. For instance, this is something that's a work in progress. My neighbor just gave me this last year, okay? And it's like, I don't know why he gave it to me. It's a fake crow, and it's like he just hung it on and he's like, oh, I thought you'd want it. And he doesn't even know that I do shit like this. I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. So like, certainly there's a poem there, but like, what could I do with it? Could it attack me or whatever? And so then it goes from prop to movement. And then I let like, well, what words should follow that? So I let the kind of like body come first, like actual physicality, and then kind of like let the language catch up to that. And so that's kind of what I've been thinking about with artifacts and things like that, because it's a lot of fun. It's just like, yeah, I mean, and yeah, it's just fun to touch a poem, touch it. I don't know. It's good stuff.
I have a poem about how much I hate geese. So that bird gave me a little trauma right there.
Well, if you want to collab, here's this thing.
Yeah. The last thing I want to add to this question is, Karisma, I love that the James Booker poem is from the point of view of the piano. So, and it sounds like you did so much research to get, to that place. So like, what helped that decision happen? Or like, how did you come to that? And like, what does it add to the poem for you?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of James Booker's music. It's funny, when I first started like writing poems ever, like several years ago, all I wrote were like persona poems, because I was like, I don't want anyone to like know anything about me. I don't want people to like not necessarily judge, but it was just weird. But so now, obviously, I write much more about myself, but I feel like persona, it's fun because it's like there's a reason why you choose that object or that person to speak, on behalf of. So a part of you disappears, but at the same time, it's you at the end of the day, because there's a reason why you chose, like why I chose the piano as opposed to, the floorboards or the maple leaf. For me, learning so much about James Booker's life, and especially when he would be in New Orleans, how he would have like this residency at the Maple Leaf. I feel like he breathes life into the piano and into the instruments that he plays. So I call myself a failed musician. Like, I have started to learn all these other like these instruments, but I never like have enough time to adequately like practice them on a regular basis. So it's like he's literally giving life to this inanimate object, and a part of me is like trying to do the same, if that makes sense, because it's like, if you're known for something, like how he was known to be like such a fantastic piano player, it's like, what would that piano have to say about him? Because we can know like what his friends, his family, I don't know, the people he's touched with his music, they can speak and have stories and memories, but it's like, what would you you all right, Henry? What would you
I'm so sorry. My tag fell off and I just killed a spider and then this like fluttered on my arm and I freaked out. I just like freaked out on camera. I'm sorry.
I do the same. No, I'm terrified of. No, I'm terrified of insect. I feel you, but it's just wondering like, what would that piano have to say? Would it be happy? Would it be angry? Would it be upset that James Booker didn't get to do all the things he wanted to do or could have done, given certain circumstances? So I feel like giving voice to that, again, it's always just, it's me that I'm the piano, but it's just wondering like, who are you? Based on we always know like you can, a friend or family member, anyone can like talk about like the influence a person has had on their life. But say for instance, if you're a collector of things like marbles, mugs, whatever, like what would those objects have to say back? Are they appreciative that you collect them or have them? Are they angry? Like, I just think it's interesting. What's their relationship to you? Because we already know your relationship to it.
Yeah, and I mean, an object like a piano too just works. It's so metaphorical in its own right, and I think working with artifacts like this as artists, you're inviting the reader, the audience, to bring their own set of beliefs and expectations and ideas and memories surrounding that object to the poem too. So it almost becomes like interactive in another way. Well, this has been such a great time. Thank you to all of our readers for sharing their work and performing for us. I'm grateful to everyone that's shared this space with us on a Friday afternoon. I think we've succeeded in doing the right thing, as Renee suggested in his tribute to Mary Sipe. And I hope we all leave here ready to continue pursuing art, inspiration, and making beautiful things to put in this world. Please, please, please visit the festival bookstore and support our authors. We hope to see you at more panels this weekend. Thank you all, and take care.
Thank you all so much. That was a beautiful and a fitting tribute to Mary Sipe. We're going to take a quick break and we will be back in 17 minutes with the Words and Music Writing Competition reading. We'll see you soon.